5 steps to turn your phone into a productivity machine. So these 5 ideas are going to help you be more intentional of how you use your phone. You will be distracted less and you can use your phone for productivity. So I'm going to show you screenshots of examples and I'm going to explain each of these ideas. So that way you can take action after this video. So follow along. Number 1, put all social media apps in one folder. So instead of just keeping the apps in random places or keeping all the apps in just one page, what you want to do is put all the apps into one single folder. So that way, whenever you want to use the apps, you have one extra step you need to take. Because if you just randomly put the apps without the folder idea, then you're a lot more likely to use it for procrastination. But if you put the apps in a folder and you just give it a simple label, like for me, I named it social media, or you can name it whatever you want. But once you do that, then it's a lot more intentional on how you use it. And now you can use your social media apps for productivity and self-improvement habits instead of just mindless scrolling. So now make sure you put all your apps in one folder and make sure you take action on these ideas that I share with you. Number 2, put non-distracting apps that you use daily on the first page. So you want to look through all the apps that you have and you want to see, okay, which of these apps do I use daily? So you can either write it down or just write it down on a Google Doc. So just list out all the habits that you use daily and then you put all those apps on the first page. And now once all the apps that you use daily or often are on the first page, now what you want to do is all the distracting apps on that page, you want to put them on the second or third page. So that way the first page of your phone is only apps that you use daily and it doesn't distract you. Because if you put distracting apps on the first page of your phone, you're going to turn on your phone and right away you can easily be distracted. But if you move those distracting apps to the second, third, fourth page, then you have one more step. You actually have to scroll to go on the app. So now once you have your social media apps in the folder, you're going to do that. All the apps you use daily, that's non-distracting, remember that, on the first page. And the social media apps, you can put it on the second or third page. If you don't have that many apps that you use, I'd recommend to keep it simple and just put your social media app folder on the second page. But just make sure you don't get distracted by it and make sure it looks clean. And as a bonus, you notice some of these apps are in a folder. So if you have a bunch of different apps that doesn't fit on the first page, and it's a lot of similar apps, you can put them in folders. So if you have finance apps, you can put that in a folder. If you have food tracking apps, you can put that in a folder. So that's optional if you have a lot of apps that you use daily. You can put them in folders on the first page of your phone. So how is your phone looking so far? Is it more organized? Number 3, turn off your notifications when you're studying. So when you're doing study habits on your desk, like writing, reading, thinking, all those calm habits that you do on your desk, you want to turn your notifications off. So that way those notifications don't distract you. Because when you try to study, like let's say when you're reading, if you have those notifications coming on your phone, then you're going to check it. And then you're likely to just go on the distracting apps. But if you turn your notifications off when you're studying, then you can study in silence. And as a bonus, put your phone in another room. So that way it's even harder to get distracted by your phone. So notifications and sounds off when you're doing study habits. And then after you finish studying, like let's say after you finish reading your 10 pages, then you can catch up on your notifications. But while you're studying, no distractions. You want it as quiet and distraction free as you can because distractions really ruin your focus. All it takes is just one notification to ruin your flow state. So notifications off when studying. Number 4 is interesting. Wait 5 seconds before opening social media apps. So what do I mean by this? So let's say you have your social media apps. What you want to do is before you open them, you want to wait 5 seconds. So you count down in your head, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you go on the app. And the reason why you want to do this is two things. Number one, it gives you a little delay. So instead of just impulse going on the apps and doom scrolling, that 5 seconds gives you a little delay. And then second, what I recommend you do is ask yourself this question in your head. Why do I want to use this app right now? So do I want to do my planned scrolling time? Do I want to post a social media video? Do I want to do 10 networking comments? Whatever it is. So you want to pause a few seconds and then you just ask that simple question. Why do I want to use that app? Because I notice for me, I waste a lot of time on social media when I just open the apps with no real purpose. Like I just pick up my phone, I just go on the apps, and then I just start scrolling. And for me, that wastes a lot of time. So that's why this 5 second rule is so important because it gives you a little pause and then you can use social media with intention instead of just wasting your time with it. Because social media can be a very helpful tool to help you reach your goals, or it can be a time sink. It all depends on how you use it. And then number 5, it's going to be 4 different apps you're going to put on the bottom bar of your phone. So here's my example. So we have settings, search engine, notes, and app store. So these are my 4 apps that I use as examples. And for you, you choose the ones that work best for you. So now why do I want each one of them on the bottom bar of my phone? Well, first of all, the bottom bar of my phone is always accessible. So it doesn't matter on which page I'm on, I can always access those 4 apps. So the settings apps, that's going to help you change the settings on your phone. So that way you can have the best settings. So that way your phone works fastest and the best. Search engine, if you have any question that you want to improve your life or to solve a problem, you can quickly search it up. Notes app, so any notes app like actual notes app or Google Docs, whatever you use. So whenever I have a thought or an idea, I can just quickly write it down. So if I don't have paper on me or I'm not at home and I want to write down something quick, I can just use my Google Docs and quickly write it down. And then last but not least, we have the App Store. So that way, when I need a productivity app or to update my apps, I can quickly do that because the App Store is right on my bottom bar. So those are the 4 apps I'd recommend you have on the bottom bar of your phone. If you use Android, that might be a little different, but the 4 apps idea is still the same thing. A search engine, notes app, where you download your apps, and your settings. So those main 4 things. So that's how you can make your phone into a productivity machine using those simple 5 steps and rules and ideas. So now what does your phone look like now? Does it look more organized and less distracting than it looked like before? Let me know in the comments below. And what should we organize next? Because I think organization is very important for reaching your goals and finishing more self-improvement habits.